one, so let's see exactly what's coming our way. Aatrox, Elise, finally an Elise ban against TCM, and Zed, Kha'Zix banned out, obviously straight towards Overpower.
I wonder if they're going to ban out Fizz yet again on TCM side to keep it away from Overpower. But maybe H2k might want to go for a Caitlyn pick because that gave him a lot of trouble in that game. It was usually about the Elise and the Ahri, but Caitlyn Atraco just was never touched in any of those fights. So that would definitely be a smart pickup or ban for them. And they do take away... I'm surprised they're taking away Kassadin. I mean, yeah, obviously we do have TCM on the purple team, so they'll have the last pick. But even then, Overpower didn't seem too bothered by him.
So what's the final ban going to be for TCM? Fizz. Fizz. Maybe. I'll have to see about that one. Obviously, the last game they did aim Zed, Kha'Zix, and Fizz all at Overpower. And this time, you can call it right. Renekton taken away here. So H2k with their first pick. Not going to be able to secure Renekton this time around for Xayah. But they left Shyvana open.
Ooh, that is going to be really nice to see. We actually have seen it once finally. It was at the SK versus N-Faculty game when we finally saw, I believe it was Freddy 1-2 using it in that top lane. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to see where this is going to go. Maybe in the jungle, maybe in the top lane. Very strong champion now, obviously, with the changes that were done to her. But keep in mind, guys, this is the tournament realm. We are on 3.12, so there are no 3.13 patches in here, and as well as Jinx not being allowed to be played.
So, TCM then, what are they going for? Looks like JWoww going to secure himself the Jax, and the Caitlyn, of course, was so good from Atraco in that last one. Didn't really get touched in team fights. That was the real problem for them. No focus on the Caitlyn, or not able to really focus on the Caitlyn. Got that GA in there. Didn't even get popped. I think right at the end got popped maybe, but...
Yeah, he didn't get killed in a team fight for the last 20 to 25 minutes of that game. And that just shows how well he was playing, how good of a job he was being protected, and how well of a job he was doing it just DPSing the other team from the backline here. But H2k, I'm trying to think, what do they want to go for here? Obviously not going to go for a mid laner, so maybe pick up a support. Maybe Sona yet again for Vander. Maybe a jungler because Jarvan is available right now for that's on the other side for Nurtador. So maybe you want to take that away from him. Obviously, there's a lot of choices here, and it's a crucial game because they're playing for the chance to be at the amateur tournament for the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne against what, SK, Copenhagen Wolves, and NIP already qualified, and $30,000 prize pool was a lot here for both these teams. And it looks like that Sona will be locked in for Vander. But hopefully this time, I was really disappointed is that he needs to hit crescendos on more than one person. Obviously, if you just hit that one person that you need to kill, it's good. But towards the end of the game, all they were hitting was really Nurtador on that Jarvan, and it just was not really allowing them to win fights.
So, are we going to see a Gragas again? Yes, we are. Overpower showed in that last game that, early, mid-game really did well with him. In the end, though, he didn't have the burst potential anymore. Full item build, just didn't cut it, to be honest, by the end of things. Kind of sad, but at the same time, H2k will probably be hoping that they don't go that long in this game. On the other side, it looks like we will be seeing Nurtador getting Jarvan once again, and it seems like Barney D will also have, same as last game, with a Thresh.
Okay, so if Nurtador does take that Jarvan, like I was saying in the game just prior, over 70 minutes ago, is that he does have a tough time in the jungle if he's not picking up kills or he's picking up assists here. So look for him to gank, I want to say quite a bit, but he's been very quiet as well as Jankos in this best of 3 just overall. Not really ganking until they hit that level 5 or 6 point. But the Thresh, I mean, you saw in that entire last game just how scared H2k was of the hooks. They didn't want to get locked in and then just blown up completely by the entire combo of the Elise and the Ahri. But right now, H2k have to pick their mid laner, or not their mid laner, sorry, their jungler here in their AD carry. I really want to see what jungler they're going to go with, though. There's so many options. But what can Jankos play? Obviously, Lee Sin will be available, but it just didn't do that well last game.
Corki. Something that Celo has run with consistently. It's gonna be Corki again, isn't it?
They don't have a lot of. I wouldn't be surprised, but H2k doesn't have a lot of CC, and that actually running Shyvana jungle here if they do send that Rumble in. But they don't have a lot of CC, and the one CC they had last game out of Jankos it didn't work. So I'm a little bit worried about their lineup here. And TCM have a very solid lineup, but they need to pick another mid laner, maybe Ahri yet again, to lock someone down.
That Rumble. We've seen Xayah before. He impressed us at Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo back in January with his Rumble. And if it's Garen, I will punch Jason in the face.
That doesn't seem like it's very fair for me.
Nope, but it's also not going to be Garen, so you're safe.
I think if we weren't on a 3-minute delay, they would actually listen and be like, I want to see this.
We can just make a sound effect like, oh,
Well, you
he's
gotta,
down.
no, the sound effect has to be like a big nose breaking, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it probably max out the soundboard and break it. But yeah, we are going to see Rumble here then for H2k first time today, as well as that Shyvana in the jungle. Other side, Belgian Beast going to go with Ari again. So exact same lineup, just switching out the Jax and the banned Elise this time around.
Yeah, I mean, Belgian Beast, he didn't do amazingly well in the laning phase. He kept up, actually, he was behind quite a bit of CS in the beginning. He was like 8 to 16. But it didn't matter. As the game went on, all it took was his charm to land, and that's what really made him shine. As long as he could hit one charm on that person, they would blow him up instantly, and they would go ahead and win the fight from that, especially towards the late game when we're 50, 60 minutes in, where he would actually ult in and still hit overpower with it every time, and by locking him out, by killing him right away, H2k had no chance at actually winning the fight.
So just to update you guys, we already have SK Gaming and Copenhagen Wolves qualified for the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne Amateur Tournament. They're not going to play each other in that winner bracket final because it makes absolutely zero sense. It means nothing to play that game. And obviously we're already pushing 12 o'clock, so we're not going to play that game. So there's not going to be SK versus Copenhagen Wolves. You'll have to wait until Intel Extreme Masters Cologne for that one, which will be the 23rd and 24th of November. That's the month that we're in right now.
Where'd you get January from?
I have no idea.
And then, of course, we still have Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. If you can go onto the IEM Facebook page at facebook.com/IEM, you can vote for one of 4 teams from Southeast Asia to get in already pre-qualified for the tournament. Like we just had, the NA teams and the EU teams here for Cologne. So definitely check that out. Make sure to vote for your favorite team. There's a lot of good ones up there.
Mineski.
And I think we know who Joe wants to see go in there. Saigon Jokers, right?
It doesn't matter to me. I'm definitely impartial. But if you fancy Mineski, no one would say a bad word about you. So let's jump in game then. It is game number 3 of H2k versus TCM. And the winner will join SK Gaming, Copenhagen Wolves, Ninjas in Pajamas with their new lineup at the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne Amateur Tournament. Amateur is a horrible word for it because up until now, we've got pretty much every team that we could consider pro right now. That's for sure. But here we go. What are we going to see here in this one? Game 2 was very, very passive early on. Game 3, probably going to be the same with so much on the line. And after playing such a long game in Game 2, Game 1 wasn't very long.
Yeah, it looks like TCM's going to take a little bit of a play out of H2K's book here, as they're actually sending JWoww down to blue buff. So it looks like he might solo blue buff himself, go back to base, run back to lane, just like we saw Zazis do here. And I really want to know, how's this Shyvana jungle going to work out? I haven't seen too many, obviously, but I don't know. It's one of those champions that can really kind of come back in the community here, as we saw, what was it, Diamond Procs finally make her shine back in Season 2. I'm trying to think, what was the event? Was it Kiev? Or is it ECC Poland where he really pulled her out and just surprised everyone at how good she was?
The first time?
Yeah.
Oh, it was way before that. It was Intel Extreme Masters Kiev.
It was Kiev, okay. Yeah. I did say Kiev.
When they first joined Moscow 5. We're going to be going into game. We had a bit of a pause going on there. Not sure exactly what the problem was, but seems to be fixed, and that makes me happy. So, Zaz is here just watching this top side of the map. There be an Ari, a Jarvan, and a Caitlyn sat in that tri-bush, which he doesn't want to get caught out by. Jax starting off here, which tells me that they're going to go for the same thing that we saw earlier, an invade here on the top side, and Jax takes the blue.
Yep, they're doing exactly what H2K did in game number 1 here, and unluckily for them, though, Zaz is in the position to spot them. They actually ping it out thinking he's there. I'm not sure if they actually saw him enter that bush or not, but this could be very bad or very good for H2K if Zaz doesn't get caught here.
Well, he gets a flag on his face, but that's it. TCM gonna stroll on down to the blue buff, and they shall be taking that one away without any reply. Ooh, I say without any reply. They're going to challenge for it.
Last time they tried to do this at the red buff, it didn't work out for him, as we saw Jankos get a little bit of a late start, taking away the enemy red buff since he lost his. This could be very bad, but I think they're actually just trying to go for lane swaps here, if anything. They're going to spot this, but also try to stop it and try to get the correct lanes that they exactly want here.
This is super dangerous. They're going to come down to who can smite better from this one, and it was taken away there by Matroco. No, by Naruto, who of course is the jungler. So he wins that smite battle. Actually, Jankos didn't even use his smite there. So he's going to lose out on that blue buff. He's not going to be able to recover it because JWoww has already taken the blue on the TCM side of things. And that will leave them in a 2v2 on the top side of the map, a 1v1 at bottom with a blue buff Jax.
Yeah, this is actually very bad for Jankos. See, obviously, since he uses smite on this red buff, he won't be able to get level 3 off the double buffs. And it also gives JWoww in the bottom lane a really nice time with the blue against Xaxus here. But this is the lanes they actually wanted, since they did send, obviously, Vander and Celevar towards the top lane when they saw Matraco and Barney D. I want to know how this one's going to really turn out here for both these teams. And I think it comes back down to the mid lane yet again. Overpower was so crucial and so critical in them actually winning the first game versus TCM on his Kha'Zix here. He didn't have as good of a time in the last game prior.
See there, JWoww and Xaxus already going head-to-head here. And JWoww not scared to dig in, actually starting out cloth armor here. So that tells me that they didn't expect this to go as it goes. And Xaxus flashing away there from the counter-strike. Not sure he 100% needed that, but at least he's dodged that damage, I guess.
I think he was expecting potentially Nurtador to be there because he has no ward coverage to see him coming down. So I think in the end it was a smart move, but he could have just waited, you know, for Nurtador to show himself. But yeah, either way, it did mitigate the damage though. And he does have Ignite, so he still could possibly pick up a kill on the JWoww and steal that blue buff away.
Well, so far JWoww having the better of things as you'd expect with that blue buff here in the early stages.
And Jankos, he's heading down, and the wards that were just there for TCM have disappeared. This could be the first blood coming in.
Oh, JWoww is backing away though. Jankos is there. They're not showing the hand. Xaxus is holding back here. They're making sure that they don't show too early on this one. But here we go. Shyvana going to come out. Xaxus takes his position in the brush. Jankos actually trying to get around from this one. The slow is down. There's another harpoon to slow him. Well, here comes Jarvan. He's got into the brush. I don't know if they've seen Jarvan. There's a slide in. Xaxus is going down. First blood for JWoww. He's going to die. Yes, he is to Jankos, who will get that blue buff back. But wow, what a start here. First blood going over to the Jax, who started with a blue buff as well. He's going to come back in then with double Doran's blades.
This is not going to be good for Xaxus. Yeah, it really will be. And Narutador actually had Belgian Beast coming down to help him on top of that, as well as Overpower coming down right there. And that was such a great timing by Jankos, realizing the wards were going to be gone. But unfortunately for him, Narutador was there and read the moment he was going for it. And right now, I really want to know, can JWoww take control of this lane now with the CS advantage he has, with that kill he has under his belt, and those double Doran's blades going to make him hurt so much. And Xaxus is really going to be forced to take a lot of health pots to kind of survive against it.
One thing that Overpower did brilliantly in that last game was farm. And he is again ahead, 31 to 24 CS against Ari. We see here Naruto headed in towards this top lane just to cover as Matraco headed back home to pick up a Vamp Scepter in these early stages. Xaxus coming back in with a Ruby Crystal against JWoww's double Doran's blades.
Yeah, this is
definitely scary.
Difficult for him. He's going to be zoned out quite
well.
well.
He's a full level behind as well.
But luckily for him, though, the wave is pushing towards his turret, so he won't be forced to farm out towards the middle of the lane, so he won't get aggressed on as easily. And Jax will have a difficult time diving him under turret. So if anything, that is in his favor, as Jankos is actually heading down from the river, too, to kind of potentially go for a gank onto the bottom lane. They realize they have to get Xaxus back in the game on this Rumble if they want to have a chance at, you know, dragging this out and winning.
Well, currently JWoww up at level 5 is a bit of a bully, and there is the ping back. JWoww gonna spot Jankos and have no problem with him for the most part there. He's taking a little bit of damage here from Xaxus, but nothing that he's going to be really worried about as he just picks up that CS and goes on his merry way. He's going to be hitting 6 soon. In fact, we'll do it on this next wave. Xaxus is only just about to hit 5.
And look at Narutador. He's sneaking in yet again, trying to go for a gank on his Xaxus. Knowing he doesn't have that flash available. They could go for a turret dive here if JWoww can push the lane quick enough and get enough minions under the turret. And Xaxus, I'm not sure if he can survive this.
Me either. JWoww here just pushing those minions through. And he's down to half HP, which needs to be careful. Narutador's going to have to take a lot of this damage here. And in the end, Narutador, is he going to actually back off? I don't think Xaxus is going to risk leaving his turret, even when he clears out this wave. Now we can see he starts to head bit further north so that he's safer. JWoww waiting for this one. There they go. They're going to show themselves. Zazas takes a lot of damage here, gets stunned up, gets knocked up, but only half of his health gone. He didn't have a flash available to him, so it's actually nicely played for him to survive that one. Now he's got to back off, though.
Yeah, but right now, Jankos isn't in position to back him up. He has to give this turn up as Naruto are going in for it.
Yeah, flash in there from Naruto. And he is level 6, so he could use that Cataclysm. In the end, it's just going to force Zazas completely away from this lane, though, and they might be able to get a turret off this.
In the meantime, Jankos is trying to take the red buff away as well, trying to punish them for going for this, but a red buff for a turret, that's not really a great trade in the end. And we actually had Overpower use his flash in middle to avoid Belgian Beast here. So Belgian Beast the second time around, be able to do a little bit better here. And now Jankos visiting this top side. They want to go for a gank, but Vander's not level 6 yet.
And they're going to go for it. This is going to be a 3-man dive. Barney D's a dead man, not going to escape that one. But will Matroco be able to survive? They switch up the aggro there from the turrets. It's currently on towards Jankos. And Matroco doing a good job. And they flash away from Jankos before the minion shot could come out, before the tower shot could come out. And that will be nicely executed by H2k, but they're losing this bottom tower. Zazas can't get near it.
And Jankos hit level 6 in the middle of that fight, getting the kill onto Thresh. So he was able to jump away, or else he would have been dead. And just like I said, Naruto and JWoww not taking the turret down just yet, but they're zoning Zazas so far away from it. He's only level 5, and JWoww is level 7.
Yeah. Don't want this Jax to get rolling. You never want a Jax to get rolling.
The CS, yes.
Yeah, 62 to 28. He's not just rolling. He's rolling. I had to think of something there on the fly, and it wasn't impressive. So, let's have a look at middle. Being quiet, pretty much. It's a 10 CS or so lead for Overpower. We did actually see Belgian Beast going back. Fiendish Codex, double Doran's Ring, and the Boots of Speed for him. Other side, Chalice, single Doran's Ring, and there's 1,200 gold there to spend on a Fiendish Codex as well for Gregor. So he's well on his way towards that Athene's Unholy Grail. Picked himself up Boots of Speed as well.
And they're sending JWoww top lane here to get some, well, I say free farm, but he's
more
already...
farm.
Yeah, more farm is the better term here. And they're sending their 80 carry support down bottom lane. But will Selavar and Vander stay middle? I would imagine they'd go bottom and leave middle still to Overpower right now.
So JWoww's farmed in every game we've seen so well. Apart from game number 1, because they got destroyed there. But last game he had like 580 CS, I think, by the end of it, which at the same time, it was a very long game, so you can't maybe look at that completely. But the difference this time around is this Jax is going to absolutely tear him a new one. The fact is there's like no crowd control on the H2k team. And if he jumps in there after a crescendo and after a barrel's gone down somewhere else, he's got free reign.
Very true. And that's something that I was just saying in the champion stuff that I didn't like about H2k's lineup. They had no CC, as we hear. Actually, Zazas getting dived in the top lane.
Oh, God, as soon as I switch away from that one, Zazas not escaping this one. JWoww gets himself another kill. Meanwhile, I was watching mid lane because Belgian Beast went low. H2k here are going to secure themselves a dragon. I'm surprised that they're not... Oh, he is. Okay, JWoww is sticking around here. He wants to get this turret down. Dragon has now been finished off. There was no vision there. H2k going to look to collapse a 3-on-2 dive here in this bottom lane. There is a pink ward there, so they know that this dive is coming in. There's a flash crescendo. They dive on towards Barney D. He will go down, but Seliver might get caught out in this one as well. He flashes away, but it won't be enough. And now Matroco tries to flash out of the backside. Doesn't quite get away with that one. We see that Naruto is coming down. He slides off. He gets the Cataclysm down. Crescendo was already used by Vander earlier on. And at least escape, or recovering one, I guess we can say there, for TCM. Meanwhile, JWoww did get that turret on the outer top lane. And now he's coming around the back here to try and pick off Overpower. That Mischarm may just throw the spanner in the works on that one. Here comes the barrel. Overpower's out of position. JWoww actually not getting the counter-strike off there. They're going to keep chasing around to him. It's a bit of a ring around the roses. And Overpower actually looking to get back over towards Belgian Beast there. He's already got behind his turret there. One barrel might have been enough there to get the finisher. Either way, Overpower survives. But this game, again, started off very hectic. We can see gold is bang level, 5-4 in kills, 2-1 in turrets to TCM.
I feel so bad for Zazas right now. He's just getting camped and pushed out of this game so well by TCM. And H2K just don't really I mean, they're winning in gold because they did take the Dragon, obviously, but they don't really have a response to get him back in the game. It seems like they just ditched him, left him alone in the top lane. And luckily for him, JWoww has been middle, has been trying to come around and provide some ganks, which gives him some time to free farm here. But he's just so far behind in items. He's behind 2 levels against JWoww. And H2k, they need a lot of great crescendos coming out of Vander here if they want to have a hopes.
Well, they're going in for this middle outer turret. The barrel's going to be used to zone. Barney D coming in around the side there. Are they going to go for someone? Not with a mischarm from Belgian Beast. They're not. They will stick onto their turret. Zazza's trying his best to push this outer turret back. Push the outer... Let me try again. Push the top lane back from where the outer turret used to stand. There we go.
You could push turrets, though, and put them wherever you want. Yeah, let's not go into that. So, it's late. It's like 12 o'clock right now. I think we're allowed to be a little bit woozy, but we do see a 3-man push from TCM happen on this middle lane here. We do have H2k backing them up, and Zaz, he pushed the lane back out. He got about 20 farm off of that wave. But now what does he do? He's going to have his haunting guys when he goes back, but Dragon's not up soon. He can't really help push out middle too easily. I mean, he's got to find farm somewhere, but if he goes middle and takes it from Overpower, then Overpower won't be strong and won't have exactly what he needs to make these team fights happen. So H2k, they have to secure this next Dragon, maybe try to secure a turret or 2 here, or maybe try to get some fights going because they need money.
Oh. Jankos there, going a bit aggressive on Barney D. He's in the enemy jungle. He needs to be a little bit wary of that one. And we can see already that Naruto, though, with those boots, in fact, home guard boots and mobility. Kind of surprised that he's gone with that just 14 minutes into the game. Obviously, wants to get out back onto the map as quickly as possible. There's a lot of wards going down now around that Dragon area, but not a lot of action elsewhere. JWoww once again is pushing out this top lane. He's now up at 117 to 64 CS. That's a bit of a monumental lead. Yeah,
and the thing is, he's getting his own jungle on top of that. Naruto is pretty much giving him free reign over that, so he picks up even more CS when the lane is pushed out, and then he can roam around middle and provide some ganks, or maybe when Dragon comes up, he'll be down there in time to have a 5-on-4 fight or potentially a 5-on-5. We do see an Oracle's picked up for Sona here, 14.5 minutes in. A very early Oracle out of him, but he does have 3 kills. So he got an early Felis Stone and has the money to spend currently.
Yeah, that's kind of crap for H2k. Just to put it bluntly.
Tell me how you really feel, Jeff.
Just to put it bluntly, 3-0-1 on the Sona. Could have done with 3 of those kills being on Corki.
Even the assists, just throw it in on him too.
Yeah, just saying. That's not the ideal situation, but it's going to give the support more to work with.
It gives him more control in the mid game right now because he's going to have that Oracle when Barney D can't afford anything right now. So they have that, but if they don't capitalize off of that, getting dragons, getting objectives, then it doesn't matter.
You got to do something with that one. Overpower yet. Going to be getting blue buff. JWoww actually has 3 men coming onto him. This is really dangerous for JWoww, as he is going to put the counter-strike down. And that's going to stun up Jankos. He needs a ward or a flash. That'll do it. But you've got 2 men that can dive over the wall with you. He throws it back. There's the ultimate out of Zazas. And, well, just nothing. It came to nothing in the end.
And they commit, yeah, like I said, 3 ultimates.
They got the flash out of him, I suppose.
Yeah, but that's not what they want. And when you have someone that can split push like he can right now, when no one can go 1v1 up against him, especially when he finishes that Triforce here pretty soon, like, you have to send multiple people, and then if you don't even get a kill off of that, it just wastes so much of your time.
We can see that JWoww continues now with free reign on this top lane.
And Dragon will be up in about 35 seconds. That means with this lane pushed out top lane for JWoww, he can come down to Dragon, and they will have a 5 on whatever H2k can field against him fight. And that's very bad because Zazas has to choose. Will we go for Dragon? Do I need to come down there and get that? Or do I need this farm? And that's a really tough choice to make 16.5 minutes in.
Look how wary Matroko is here of being caught out. Making sure that he sticks well within safety of that turret. Not pushing that lane back too quickly either. He can freeze it there in a position where he can safely farm his way in front. He's currently behind somewhat on Corki, who already has that Trinity Force in place. Look at this. Shyvana coming around the side, sees Barney D there inside of the brush, and they may well just go for this one. Jankos doing a lot of damage here, but he's found himself all of a sudden out of position. There's the hook coming down. Box will go down as well. Burnout's not going to do anything. Jankos is a dead man. Ace in the hole. was wasted in the end because Naruto actually went for that one. But now we see the jump down towards Vander. JWoww caught outside of the Cataclysm at this point, finally gets in there. He's going to get that kill and will shut down Sona. That's another thing that we never really consider. 3 kills on Sona on a killing spree, worth more gold, but easy to take down. Juicy target.
Among other things on her, but JWoww, he has his Sheen.
That was weird.
What? He has his Sheen and his Phage now. He almost has his Triforce done. They get Dragon off the back of that. They're going to be maybe even looking for a turret middle here now. They're looking good. I mean, they're looking a lot better than they've looked all night so far. They were really iffy against Copenhagen Wolves earlier on. They looked iffy in the first game, and then game 2, they somehow were able to pull that one out, but they seem to have control in this one. They have the lead right now, and they have a Fed Jax, a very strong Jarvan, and Caitlyn, who is keeping up in farm, and that's all that really matters right now.
And Jack's got 1,300 gold, 1,900 for Ari as well. So that's going to be items very, very soon. Belgian Beast takes a blast. Zazas coming in, does have the equalizer available, but actually won't follow through. Jankos was there ready and waiting as well. He has his dragon available to dive in. That turret actually very, very low here. And 2 of them backing off. It's going to leave Barney D, who is not the ideal candidate to be defending turrets at this stage of the game. Finally, we do see Naruto come around, but that's too late. They've lost the inner turret in mid, outer turret in mid.
That gives them, well, Kai takes the gold lead back to about 500 right now, but we're at a point where Bloodthirst is done on Caitlyn, Triforce done on Jarvan. That's a very scary part to be in, not to mention Barney D, who's been able to pick up an Oracle off of that as well. So he's matching the vision control that Vander's putting out. So those 3 kills mean absolutely nothing now for H2k.
And it meant more gold for Jax.
Well, yeah, I guess you can look at it that way. Juicy Sona.
It's late, everyone. Excuse Jason. So, back onto farm. Celiver has got a ton of it here to pick up in the bottom lane. Phosphorus Bomb making light work of that. That's going to give him a nice chunk of gold if he doesn't thread his rocket straight through the middle of those minions as he goes. And now they're going to start to converge around that middle area. Barnady is working his way through all those wards that were put down earlier on.
And Joe, take a look at JWoww real quick. 168 CS to 100. He's lengthening this lead even more, and it's getting to the point where he's gonna have, if he goes for the Blade of the Rune King, he can 1v1 anyone. Not one person can stop him right now. They need to send 2, if not 3 people at him, and even then, he still can't potentially escape.
Well, he is gonna go Blade of the Rune King, and he's gonna be hard to lock down, but that was obvious, wasn't it? When we saw him picking up those early kills, when we saw that CS lead really starting to build for him.
He's even taking the enemy jungle. He's like, this is mine. I claim this.
This is my wolf, son. And he's gonna have that away. And just walks off. Standard stuff.
It's just one of these points where, you know, as a spectator or commentator, you're looking at it and you're like, this is going to get really bad really quick when he starts, you know, appearing in these fights. And right now, H2k, they need an answer for it, and they don't have a CC for him. They don't really have anything to lock him down. You can obviously slow his attack speed with Gragas. You can crescendo him.
This is super dangerous. Now they are going to dive in there. Blue buff was picked up by Gragas. Yep. Use his ultimate, and there's a pause.
And then he pauses right after.
Who paused? Overpower.
Yeah, he's like, I just want to take a second, guys, and show you how I took that blue buff away from you. But yeah, so this game, it's going to hit critical mass really soon, I feel. I mean, JWoww can keep split pushing all he wants. TCM keeps grouping up a little bit just to force H2k to respond to it, so they can only send 1 person towards the top side.
Oh.
But it's getting very dangerous here.
Overpower disconnected just after he got that blue buff, which is...
He paused it, and then they said he DC'd. So he got the pause off right in time. Nice.
Doesn't it pause when it automatically when it disconnects?
But it says he actually paused it, though. And he didn't disconnect yet, I think. But no, it does. Yeah, we had that problem a little bit earlier on with testing a spectator game.
Stuck in a game.
Joe's like, yeah, throw up a game real quick.
Let me get out. We've got 2 minutes till the show goes live, and I'm stuck in a game. Oh, no.
He wanted me to get in there so he could test spectator settings, and he didn't tell me how to get out of it. I was stuck against Galio versus someone. It was a bad game.
Swain. Anyway, they're going to wait for Overpower to get back in. You know what it is? Is it bang on midnight right now? Is it exactly midnight? It's exactly midnight. So Overpower's internet just reset at midnight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It happens. Some providers are like that. That's what happened. See, and I've got an answer for everything. Overpower's going to come back, and we're all good. We should be back here in just a second. It gives a bit of time here just to have a look down some of the items. The AD carries. Triforce for Corki. Bloodthirster for Caitlyn. Got the pickaxe and a longsword. Last Whisper coming up next. Mid lane, DFG done for Ari. Still no kills, no assists, no deaths as well, I suppose. Same over for Gragas, who now has the Athene's Unholy Grail, plus a needlessly large rod. So here we go then, back into the game. Overpower's internets is back, and we shall be all good. However, push here from TCM towards mid.
Oh, Baron. I was about to say, Baron could be started here because of how strong Jax is, and they're going straight for it, though I don't think they're tanking enough to deal with it just yet. They don't have the life steal, but they're going for it. They're trying, and right now, no one on H2k can see this happening.
Two-man Baron. 6,000 health left. They're going to get this. Oh, it actually could be really close here. They're swapping up the aggro pretty nicely.
3,000.
Oh, Naruto is going to die.
If he dies to this, they're going to collapse on him.
Yeah.
But no one at HK is even close enough right now.
No, they're coming around here. There's a lantern. Naruto, don't take the lantern. No, he doesn't. But they've got Baron anyway. Sneaky Baron, 21 minutes, 20 seconds in. And H2k take hand, put it against face, and say, oh my god.
I'll see a couple other words they might say in there. But yeah, it's just... I mean, you should expect that to happen when there's a Jax that fed. I mean, obviously, it's really hard to ward it up since TCM has been doing a great job of applying pressure on the top side of the jungle. But that's just one of those moves that, if it happens, like, they can now group up. They can 4v5 you right now and let JWoww still push that top lane. And he still has a huge CS lead. He has Bilgewater Cutlass done on top of that. He is just so strong.
Strong as you like. Let's have a look at gold. 1,400 here for Caitlyn. So, Last Whisper is on the cards. I nearly choke. That was a bit weird. But yeah, Matroko's got the money for that Last Whisper here, but he's just going to keep on pushing. Why not? Get the farm while it's there. And that's all good. He's now ahead of Corki after being behind a little while ago. Vander starting to clear things out as well. Maybe a little bit too late on that front, though. He could have done with some vision up on the top side of the map earlier. We're going to have a Dragon here in 1 minute, which... We've got a Baron on the board already, but Dragon definitely still important in this one. 2,000 gold lead is what separates them. TCM, of course, having that advantage. And there is Last Whisper for Caitlyn.
And it's getting very... I keep saying it's getting dangerous, but JWoww, when he went back after the Baron, he picked up a couple of wards, and this shows he wants to commit towards his top side. He's going to pull 1 or 2 people from H2k to deal with him, which he's currently doing right now. And this allows the rest of the team to start pushing. However, Naruto's here, and I'm not convinced that he needs to be here at this point. He could be giving a little bit support middle. And Zazas now, he's going to be forced away from this turret.
Yeah, they're going in onto him. Flash away there from Zazas. Actually, JWoww is tanking up the turret here. Jankos going to get knocked up there. I'm surprised. I was going to say, are they not turning around? No, Overpower and Zazas coming back into this one. The barrel not quite got enough range. And 2 men have drawn 3 away here. And mid has already been pushed through.
And they're still shoving down right now. They might back away eventually, but they know they have Jankos still there, so they can continue to go for this.
Oh, but he's walked straight into Belgium Beast. Nicely dodged, but he won't dodge the hook. He won't dodge the charm, but he's going to Dragon out there. Will get off to safety, but that's one man that can't help defend. Celiver doing a good job here with those rockets of forcing them to back off, but they might lose the top turret as well with Jarvan and Jax there, who's just ripping these minions to pieces. This tower may go down. Overpower and Zazas coming across. They dodge the abilities and will just walk back off into the jungle. They've got such a large control now on this top side of the H2k jungle.
And mid, I mean, that tower's about to go down. The thing is, they're pulling so many people away, and especially with this Baron buff on TCM, that they can't afford to fight this. But here goes the fight.
Oh, Cataclysm down. There's a good crescendo coming out from Vander, but he's going to fall down afterwards. That's a double kill for Belgian Beast. Sorry, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for him to get started. Meanwhile, JWoww is hammering away here on Jankos. He's going to be starting to regen back up here in just a second, but just the bully power there of Jarvan Jax, of a fed Jax with a Jarvan.
It's the J's, man.
It's the double J's, which I suppose are even better than double D's. Sorry. That was a reference to earlier, if you're just joining us, and that sounded a little bit strange. Meanwhile, JWoww taking down that top turret.
Yes, turret's falling, Joe. Never mind. I'm just going to skip that one. But Dragon being started for TCM, they're going to take that one very quickly as well. And they're sitting on a decent amount of gold off the back of that too. We have the Blade of the Rune King now done for JWoww, so he can 1v2 probably right now at this point. And Story even picked up a Giant Spell and a Health Crystal. And then Ari almost done with a Rabadon's Death Cap.
So, bit of farm taken back. I was just making a face at Vander putting a pink ward down there when he's got an Oracle, but
I think, okay, actually, it's very
side
tricky.
stone's out, I guess.
Well,
No,
no, it's not. The point is that he wants to know if they ward it. Like, he's going to leave it there for now.
Which a normal ward would do as well.
Yeah, that's true. It's late.
It's late. We'll let him off. Overpower's internet's already said, nope, it's a new day, Overpower. It's time for a new internets. So, push coming down middle once again from TCM. And as per usual, Jax is dominating. And he still gets the blue buff there. It wasn't stolen, right? No. I could just looked at Jax, who's now got a blue buff on him. But yeah, that's another nice pickup here from TCM. Denying that.
But that's a dangerous ultimate to not have anymore now for Overpower.
Yeah.
Like, he's the guy getting Jax away from his team with his ultimate. And now that allows TCM to start pushing. They're going for the bottom lane as it looks like JWoww and Nerdstore just holding hands, sticking together. Well, the rest of the team just push turrets down left and right. And there goes another here. So TCM, they're getting very good control of this, all off of JWoww getting so fed and camping Xaxus.
So, can they get an inhib turret? They're down to the inhibitors. And honestly, H2k, they've done a good job of getting down the outer turrets, didn't they? They did it pretty quickly, but since then, they've not been able to keep a strong hold on Vision. They obviously lost to Baron earlier on, which is a big factor in things. That sneaky Baron pickup by TCM. Oh, that charm was so close to landing onto Jankos there. It's still, for me, a little bit early in the game to be able to properly siege things up. But JWoww is level 17.
Has 120 CS more than Xaxus. And with Baron coming up in about a minute, with the Oracle and Barney D, they can get all the vision they want over towards the top side of the jungle, and then just bait it out, or just get another free Baron for themselves. It's pretty much in their hands. They can choose whatever they want to do.
Well, we can see they're headed back. Let's have a look at gold. Not that much. I thought there was more, but there wasn't. Blade of the Ruin King, it's a Negatron cloak actually picked up here for Jax. He's going Guardian Angel.
Well, isn't that like the core third item of a Jax?
Well, it's where you want to be, right? Trinity Force, Blade of the Ruin King, and a Trinity Force.
Yeah, two Trinity Force.
Oh my god. It is late, guys. My mind starts to just deteriorate, I think, after so long. Let me try that one again. Trinity Force, Blade of the Ruin King,
Trinity Force.
and a Trinity Force, and a Guardian Angel. Somewhere that every Jax wants to be. 3-1-2, 250 CS to 130. His lane mate right now. So here's the funny thing that we should always consider. Last game, H2k were in a similar position to this. In fact, you could argue that they were in a lot better position than this.
You mean that TCM's in right now?
Yes.
Okay.
You could argue that it was actually a lot better.
They had a 10,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
They didn't have a Jax, though. That was his fed, but still.
No, that's true. They didn't have a Jax that was
So are you
fed.
saying we're looking at another 70-minute game here?
No, I don't think so. I think TCM, you are... The problem last game is that H2k... Oh yeah, Baron's been done.
Just casually, yeah, it's being
Just
done.
casually. Baron's done. So last game, H2k had that lead, but we saw that Gragas was doing gradually less in each team fight that happened. This time around, JWoww is just going to become even more ridiculous every time that they meet.
I'm with you.
And there's nothing. What is there to stop him? There is literally nothing to stop him on H2k. A crescendo, yeah, okay, so you crescendo the Jax out there. Maybe you get a 5-man crescendo, but after that, once he's got that GA, he's right back up in your face.
And with the magic resist he's picked up, with that counter-strike up, he won't be hit by Corki. Obviously, if he's at the phosphorus bomb. And he won't be hit by Shyvana that easily, so he's going to be able to tank the damage that H2k can put out against them. It's just getting to that point where TCM, like, they had problems closing out games earlier on today. Against Millennium is the one I'm thinking of in particular. But I think with the lead, with the confidence they have right now, with JWoww being so strong and having the rest of the team doing very well, I think they're going to be able to finish this one off.
Oh, JWoww And Naruto have teamed up so well in this one, going together. There's the Gragas ultimate coming in, but is that going to be enough? Counter-Strike goes across. There is the crescendo, but we see the hook onto Xaxus as well, and they're still very, very healthy in this one. Only Naruto really losing much health as Belgian Beast dives in, gets the kill onto Shyvana, gets back out, and here is JWoww to clean things up. Celiver goes low. Are they going to be able to finish him off? JWoww waiting on cooldowns, and there it is. He dives in. It was the ace in the hole, actually, at the end, and there is Overpower's internet dropping out once again.
Oh.
That's a shame. They've all dropped, and TCM pick up the game, obviously leaving it there in the end because they knew Jax is 4-1-4 and absolutely dumping on them from great heights. They weren't ever getting away from that one. 30 minutes, a lot quicker this time around, but TCM, I don't know, that Jax, we saw JWoww on it earlier. We know how good he is on that Jax. We know how strong Jax is at this present time in the current meta, and everything that we've got in League of Legends says Jax is very good right now unless you can get him out of the game, and they didn't do that. JWoww farmed well. He picked up early kills. He pushed 2 turrets without really any answer.
And the thing is, you can probably give Naruto a lot of credit for that too, because he was the one that provided all those ganks from happening. And that was after, you know, JWoww, it wasn't after, it was during the time JWoww was getting ganked by Junkos, and then Naruto came around the side, was there in time, saved his life, got him a kill, and got him really rolling, then was there to punish Xaxus again. So it was just get one person fed, which who would you rather have than a Jax, maybe a Vayne, and let them carry the game, and exactly what they did.
And the thing is, it took Xaxus out of the game as well. By the end, he was, what, 130 CS behind,
level
exactly.
14 as well.
Yeah, 130 CS behind, 4 levels behind. Had a Haunting Guys, Sorcerer Shoes, and the Riley's Crystal Scepter. And we saw that he was just not having an impact in team fights. There was one fight in middle where there was a Cataclysm down, and he actually did a really well-placed equalizer. But it didn't have any effect because he's too far behind, doesn't have the irons, doesn't have the damage for it to really do anything in there. And that's what we saw about Jax. Look at that bottom fight once again. I said it after the crescendo, even if it's a 5-man crescendo, which
it's pretty close.
I'm not sure if it was 5, maybe let's say 3. Just go down the middle of the road. They just waited and then dove in further, and there was nothing to stop them. Not enough anything. Really.
And you saw Overpower ultimate onto JWoww. It took about a 9th of his health off, if not like a 10th or something like that. And you cannot have that happen. Obviously, Overpower wasn't level even 16 at the point. He was only 15, so he was really struggling right there. But just a fantastic job by TCM overall. And I just never liked the composition. In the Champions League, I was even saying it for H2k. It wasn't a good composition to go up against this lineup. You know, if you're going to pick like a Rumble, then you want to pair him with like a Jarvan to lock them down. If you're going to pick a jungler that has no CC, you have to have CC in other lanes, which they didn't really have either. So it's just depending on crescendo to do the work, or maybe a Gragas Bear, which you want to use offensively, not defensively, against a team that can lock you down like TCM can.
So a fantastic performance from TCM. I have to give them credit because game 1, they got destroyed in this best of 3.
Yes.
Game 2, probably should have lost by all rights. It was a great comeback. A lot of indecisiveness, I think, at the same time as well. Let's have a look at the brackets here and just show you exactly who is going through. So from the top side of things, SK Gaming and Copenhagen Wolves. SK took down Millennium in their best of 3. Copenhagen Wolves beat Meet Your Makers. Both of them actually 2-0. SK Gaming and Copenhagen Wolves then will be at Intel Extreme Masters Cologne. And no, they won't play that final because it doesn't mean anything.
They could potentially play the final at Cologne, though.
They could. So make sure you're watching that.
23rd
and 24th of November.
SK Gaming looked very good today.
Yes.
I mean, we saw them against Millennium, which it seemed a little bit trolly at the end, but they just... Problems that SK were having in the summer split, they just seem to have fixed in that time with the new lineup. Only thing I'm wondering about is this the honeymoon period? Is that going to end soon? You know, where you get a new team, or it's just you bring in a new couple of people, brings new energy to the team. When they make a mistake, you're not going to harsh on them too much because they just joined kind of thing. But SK looking very good. I'm really impressed. I'm really hoping to see some good things for them. And as well as Copenhagen Wolves, I mean, they struggled a little bit against TCM, as TCM had a nice advantage in the beginning, but they pulled it back. And that's what makes a good team great, is being able to come back from behind when it looks like you're not going to be able to pull this game off. And as you were saying, you want to check out the lower bracket here because that's where it's all at.
Yeah, TCM versus H2k, that best of 3 that we just saw, including the 75-minute game 2. Really, really impressive one. Game 1 and 3 were a lot more one-sided. Actually, game 2 was one-sided. Who were we even trying to kid? But they couldn't quite pull it out from the lead that they had. Great comeback, great play from both teams. And that leaves us with our teams for the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne, qualified from this SK, Copenhagen Wolves, and TCM as well. Plus NIP were voted in from the community, and that tournament will be taking place right here. Not technically right here, but in this building on the 23rd and 24th of November. I believe tickets are already sold out. Finn, they're already sold out. Finn sold all the tickets, so there's none left, guys. So I kind of tease you with that one. There's none to buy. But if you just happen to be from Singapore or you fancy a trip to Singapore, it's only like 14-hour flight from Europe. It's not that bad. It's cheap. We will be there exactly 1 week later. Actually, it's even less than that, 1 week later. We have no time to do anything in between. We finish IEM Cologne and then get on a plane to Singapore. But the vote for the teams that you want to see is actually up over at facebook.com/IEM. And in that vote, we have Singapore Sentinels, Taipei Snipers, Saigon Jokers.
You got the last one.
And Mineski. So take from that what you will as to who you should vote for. Mineski. No, but obviously my heart was taken by Mineski and their awesome players, awesome characters that they were at Worlds.
I was actually looking at the numbers real quick that we have for that. Currently, it's Saigon Jokers ahead at 64%. The next closest to them is Taipei Snipers at 17, and Mineski, they're in third place. They're not last, but it's looking pretty one-sided that people want Saigon Jokers there.
Yeah, I think that depends which team has pushed to their fans more than anyone else for this one. So Mineski fans, get yourself in there. And of course, also Singapore Sentinels fans and Taipei Snipers fans to catch up on the Saigon Jokers there, just to make it fair. Not showing any bias in that whatsoever. But guys, that is actually it from us